I was looking at the number, and Curtis, you are the number one mall rep right now, and it's by a lot. I think Curtis is already over $40,000 personally for mall
Wait, wait,
season.
wait.
The first
Curtis is
month.
number one in a category?
Right, I know,
First time
shocking.
for everything.
Shocking. But I looked at that, like, it's funny because, like, I'm never shocked by Curtis's numbers because it's Curtis and he sells a lot. But I looked at that and I had to double take. I was like, wait, did that say $40,000? I was like, holy cow, like, that's a lot. And then I was like, wait, what is number two at? And it was like half, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So yeah, I'm very excited to hear from Curtis. I just talked to Curtis over the phone a few couple days ago, and he was telling me a couple things that are going really well at his mall and what he's noticing, and I just asked him to speak about that, whatever he's excited about, and he told me that something he's really excited about right now, of course, is always giving deals and discounts, but also creating like urgency to people at the mall and exclusivity, and just a couple pro tips he has for us. So once again, thank you so much for talking to us, Curtis. We are super blessed to have you.
Thank you guys so much for letting me wake up and talk to you guys. So, my daughter was excited for me to take her to school, and I said, "Sorry, I got to talk this morning." So I promised her I'll do it tomorrow. Excited about malls. Our mall is almost at 85,000 already for the mall season. Park Meadows is crushing right now. And there's a lot of things that are working really well with our mall, and I want to spread that to you guys as well. Big thing about the mall season is it's all about mentality. And we all know that when we go to the mall, it's either, oh my gosh, I have to go to the mall. I have to do this thing. I have to sit in this building for 12 hours, 16 hours, whatever it is. And you're kind of confined by the area that you're in. And, it's a crapshoot. We don't look at it that way. We look at it as an opportunity to get new customers that normally would not see us at the events or the places that we normally are. And for us, what we do is we want to be that kiosk that people walk by and go, that was a great experience. We really enjoyed that. This is something that, they want to come back to the mall year after year after year to see because we have new things to show them. We have exclusive discounts that we're doing. And there's always something fun and exciting for our customers to have. So first thing is that we come in with a mentality that every customer that walks through the mall has never seen Cutco before. And that's true because we're literally outside of Williams-Sonoma. And we have people that are going to Williams-Sonoma to buy the other brand of knives. And then they're like, wait, who are you and what are you guys doing here in the mall? And we're like, oh, we're the number one requested item to be brought into the mall at this time of the year because customers know that our product is the best product to have, especially with our guarantee, how it's made, where it's made, yada, 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 right? So what I would tell you to do is that normally what we do is we kind of hold off and we when a customer comes in, we don't engage them right away. We kind of just allow that customer to meander and then we ask them, qualifying questions before we go into the pitch or the program of Cutco. At the mall, it's different. You need to have your 30-second, elevator pitch. You need to be ready to just wow them from the beginning for them to know, oh crap, like this is actually a legitimate thing, right? So what I would tell you to do is first off, when you have a conversation with customers, immediately use that line. We're the number one product brought in at this time of the year. And the reason why is because we're the only American made guaranteed forever product that stays sharp on average 7 to 10 years before it goes dull. But the reason why people buy here at the mall is because there is an exclusive discount that's only for the mall that you won't see anywhere else with Cutco, right? Grab them from the very beginning and then go into the pitch, right? As you know, people are walking very fast through the mall and we have to stop them. Or what we have to do is we have to have a display that attracts them to us, right? Where you have signage that's up, that's like, we're only here for 15 days more, or, get your product before we're gone, right? Stuff like that. We have signs that come up and customers are like, wait, you guys are not here permanently in the mall? And we're like, no, we're only here for the holiday season. Uh, and then we go into we've been requested from the mall to be brought in because we're highly sought after, blah, 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 blah. So what I would tell you to do is have signs up like that. Also, be polite. Say hello to every single person that walks by, right? Most of the kiosks that you see, they're trying to shove something in their face, or they're trying to hand them something, or they're very, very attack mode. We aren't. We're very high end, and we need to make sure that we have that mentality that we're high end and we don't need to hawk our product. So that's where we just simply, hello, hi, how are you? Merry Christmas goes a long way. I noticed that at our mall, when we say Merry Christmas, people turn around and they're like, oh, Merry Christmas to you too. And then they stop, they look at who we are, and then they're like, oh, Cutco, I didn't know you guys were here, right? Just a simple Merry Christmas goes a long way. Okay. Next thing that I have here is use our 75th anniversary as a target to get people to buy, right? What we've been doing is this year, since it's our 75th anniversary with Cutco, is we have exclusive discounts, especially here at the mall, that you're not going to see anywhere else. And then they'll go, oh, what's on sale? Well, it just depends on what you're looking for, right? Is there something in particular that you're looking for, right? Very big, just is there anything in particular you're looking for? Customers like, yeah, I'm looking for a chef knife. Okay, well, just so you know, we have a chef set, which comes with 6 different chef knives, right? And that's going to be the chef knife, the veggie knife, the petite santuco. You get where I'm going with that. Or what you can do is you can do our 3-piece chef set, or you can just buy the individual chef set or a chef knife, right? You have to give options at the mall for customers to choose. Most customers will say they're looking for one knife, but if you give them an option, they're going to pick the bigger options because you got to remember they're buying for gifts, right? And nobody wants to buy just one knife and give it as a gift, right? The other thing that I have here too is that you're going to have a lot of people that come up to the mall looking for that one item. You need to be ready for how to handle it to get to the next, to get them one more piece, right? I know that you're looking at this one piece, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't let you know that if you pick out 2 or more pieces, you get an even better discount than now, right? Because what we're doing is we're trying to get customers to go, okay, well, how much would it be for this, right? And you're like, well, let me look at the price, right? And they're looking at 2. And then I go, but did you know if you buy one more, you can get a free one? And then they're like, oh, really? Yeah, we normally don't do that. It's normally a buy 5, get one free. But this year, because of our 75th anniversary, we're doing a buy 3, get one free, right? So promote, 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 promote. Also, make sure that you have all the new items on hand so that you can hand it to them and you can go really fast with it, right? Here's some of the products that our customers are loving and buying like crazy here. First one is this one. It's our brand new one. Hand them the 4-inch veggie knife. And then you say, isn't that cute? Yeah, our customers absolutely love it because it's for chopping and dicing and mincing and slicing. As you know, last year, right, we do it as a matter of fact, right? Last year, this knife here blew up Cutco and we handed them the 6-inch veggie knife, right? And the reason why this blew up Cutco is because customers weren't expecting something this small that would be that sharp and do everything in the kitchen. So we came out with the mini version. Now, if you don't have one of these 2, I highly recommend that you buy at least one of these 2 today. See what I just did? I highly recommend you buy at least one of these 2 today. You're pushing them towards something so that it gets them going, right? Also, we have our blue shears. These things are awesome. Look at how cool that blue is, right? Hand it to them. Now, you have a pair of these, right? If it's a past customer, first question is, you have a pair of these, right? If they say no, then that's when you go, oh my gosh, you have Cutco and you don't have our shears? Like, that's almost like a sin. You have to have these. These are amazing, right? I think that us as representatives, we don't realize that a lot of people don't have our shears. And what is the easiest thing that Cutco that we have that we can sell of Cutco? The shears, right? So have that as an arsenal where you can use that as your second item. Here's our blue shears, right? If a customer goes, oh, I have the shears, I love them, they're amazing. Yeah, I know, aren't they great? You can have at least 2 or 3 pairs of these, right? Get people thinking of multiple pieces rather than just that one individual, right? Then what you do is you start showing them the boning knife, show them the thin slicer, start showing them things that you know for a fact they've never seen or they didn't know Cutco had, right? If it's a new customer, we have a lot of products that complement other knife companies out there, right? Like our cheese knife, like our vegetable knife, like our hearty slicer, like our thin slicer, right? Have something that you can go to with those customers. Also, at this time of the year is the time of the year that you should be selling sets of knives. Okay. Sorry. Most of our sales that are coming at the mall right now are ultimates, signatures, homemakers, and galley sets. And the reason why is because we are set focused, right? We know that they're going to get it shipped to them on time. And we let people know that too. Oh, if you order this set here now, we'll definitely have it out to you by next Friday. You'll have it way before Christmas, right? As that deadline comes, we still have that mentality that, hey, you'll have plenty of time. You'll get this just in time. You'll have plenty of time, right? Don't worry about it. We're going to take care of your gifting solution here. We're going to have it to you before you know it, right? We also are saving our consignment. So we're not even telling them that we have product on hand yet. That is something that you want to do the last week of the mall, which would ramp up your sales with them buying it then, right? The reason why we do that is because we don't want customers to think that they need to get it right then, unless they're that customer that you know that if you don't bring up that we have it there on hand, that they're not going to buy, right? So always promote that we're going to get it out to them, shipped out to them before Christmas, way before Christmas. We're going to update, you know, they're going to get free shipping. We're going to make sure that it's there on time, right? Now, if you have that customer that's at the mall, and this is a trick that we taught our reps, that if that customer's like, I just don't know, I really want to get it, but let me think about it. We use that line like, I totally understand why you got to think about it. It's Cutco, it's expensive, but let me check one thing real quick. Hold on 1 second. Then what we do is we go to the list of what our consignment has, and then we look at that consignment log, and then we're like, oh, well, I just want to let you know if you want to get that, we only have two of those left out of the dozens that they sent us here at the mall. And I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity of getting it now while we have it on in stock, right? And that usually pushes that customer over the threshold. They're like, oh, you only have two. Yeah, and I can tell you this, there was already a lady that was here earlier that was looking at those as gifts. And I told her to get them now. And if she didn't get them, that they might be gone by the time she gets back. So you might be that customer that buys that out of stock from her, right? When you create that, then that customer immediately is like, okay, yeah, I better get it. I better get it now because I don't want to lose out on not having it on hand, right? Last thing that I have here is the B-backs. Okay. This is something that I'm teaching my reps and they're telling me that it's working fantastic. Okay. B-backs in the mall, you're going to hear that a lot. Okay. Oh, well, we'll be back. Or how long are you going to be here? Are you guys here until Christmas? You're going to hear a lot of that, right? And that's just the customer simply telling you that they just have to process it in their mind. Most representatives freak out and then they attack the customer. You got to remember we're at a kiosk and most people hate people at kiosks or mall displays because people usually attack them, right? We're high end. You got to think high end. You got to have that mentality of we can let them go. It's okay. They will come back. They're going to be at the mall, right? But I call that kind of one of those tricks of if you agree with a customer, they're not ready for that and they're not expecting it. And when you agree with the customer, they're more likely to open up to you and then ask that question that you're wanting, right? So if you get a new customer that comes up to the booth, oh, tell me about Cutco, and then you start telling them, and then you notice that you cut through things, and they're like, oh, cool. Well, we got to think about it. And you're like, I hadn't even told you the price. Like you're already walking away, and I haven't even, and that's because that person at the mall knows that they're about to buy something, and they're afraid to ask that question, how much, right? So what I've been teaching my reps is you automatically agree with them, or you say yes, okay? Oh, well, we got to think about it. Oh, I totally understand. I totally get why you have to think about it because you're looking at something that's American made. You're looking at something that's high end. You're looking at something you buy once and you never have to buy it again. And I get it. You're looking at something that stays sharp on average 5 to 7 years. We're not one of those products that you find in the mall that you're going to have to buy over and over and over again. We totally get it. We totally understand why you have to think about it. Silence, right? Because then when you're silent, they're going to tell you one of two things. They're going to say, oh, well, do you have a card? Do you have information? Right? Or what they're going to do is they're going to go, well, actually, how much is it? Right? Then they're going to be pulled right back in. And then that's the time for you to just work with them and just help them out. Right? Don't be aggressive. You just be like, oh, well, I'm glad that you're asking me for the price because you're going to see really quickly that these are majorly on sale here at the show and that this is your opportunity to get Cutco at a great price. Right? Or they're going to say, oh, well, what comes in that? Right? Or they'll ask specifics. And then that's for you to take that time and go, thank you so much for asking me. Because what happens is a lot of times customers say they got to think about it. They walk around the mall, they go into all the other stores, and then they come back to us and they found out that they didn't need to walk around the stores and do all that shopping when they could have just done it here. Right? Get customers excited. Also, what you want to do is if they say, hey, do you have a card? I always use this line and it works great. Yeah, I can get you a card. It doesn't cut as good as the knives. And then I say, now with the card, are you looking for this for a future sale? Or are you looking for a card that just shows you what we have so while you're walking around, you can make the right decision? See what I just did there? Is this for a future purchase or is this, are you looking for my business card that has all the products so that you can look at it while you're walking around so you can figure out exactly what you want? Because as you know, I have the trifolds. So it's easy for me to go, okay, well, here's my business card that has all of the knives here. Here's all of the stuff that's inside. If you're walking around the mall, please look at it. Just look at the names, anything like that. If you see something that you're really interested in, please come back to me and let me know so I can get you the best deal possible. Pause again. And then if they go, okay, thanks, and they walk off, you know that they're pretty much just gonna leave, right? If they stand there and they're kind of like hemming and hawing, because you guys know at the mall, it's this weird difference between, you know, they're leaving and they're still interested. Because at the mall, for some reason, people linger around the booth after you give them your card, right? Where they're still looking around and they're trying to look at everything that's on the display. That's your opportunity when they're just standing there, like you have that silence and they're standing there looking at things. You go, oh, I forgot to show you this, right? Pull them right back in. Does that make sense? Pull out some knife that you haven't showed them that might spark an interest for them, right? Oh, I forgot to show you this. This right here is our gourmet prep knife. And this is our most bought knife from customers that own Cutco. And they're like, oh, really? Why? Yeah, because you know how they say that you need one knife that does it all? This is kind of the knife that does it all, right? We just don't tell our customers because we want you to find it and then we can go over it with you, right? And then the customer's like, oh, well, what other knives do you have that's similar to that, right? Always be paying attention to where that customer is and what they're doing at the booth at all times. So that was about, 10 to 15 minutes of stuff that's working well with us at the malls. I will tell you this, enjoy it, have fun with people at the mall. Um, I've met some of my best clients at the mall because they're just all like, oh, I didn't know that Cutco was here, right? I always walk by and I see you every year and I've always wanted a set, right? Stuff like that. If you're polite and you're nice to people, they're immediately gonna see you. I will tell you this, something that's also working for me and the reason why I'm at 40,000 for the mall is that I'm sending out targeted marketing to my clients, letting them know exact dates that I'm going to be at the mall and where they can find me. Okay. I think that it's important that if you're in an area that you have anywhere from 10 to 1,500 customers in that area, that you should be sending them a text message and an email that tells them specifically where you're going to be at for the holiday season. Okay, I sent out an email to my customers to say it's that time of the year. It had Mariah Carey where it was like, it's time, right? And it had all of the mall locations, right? And it told people where we were going to be at for the holiday season for the malls. But then it had on there, if you want to see me in the flesh, right? I am here on these days, right? And I had a promotion on there too. Come by the booth, say hello to me, get entered into a drawing for free Cutco, buy something at the booth, automatically receive a free gift from me to you, right? And then I put on there, if you're looking for a last minute deal, guess what? Dot, 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 dot. We have product on hand for you to take with you, right? And I've had a lot of customers that were like, hey, I just need a petite carver. Can you get me one? Yep, I'll have one at the booth waiting for you, right? They show up, it's in a box, off they go, right? So do targeting and marketing, but make it fun, your marketing, where it's interactive and they have fun with it as well. It only takes one customer per day to make your day amazing. And I worked yesterday. Literally, I was, putting out fires on my team because I am a coordinator, and still sold about $1,000 to $2,000 for a half a day at the mall. And majority of it were my past customers just walking up. Hey, Curtis, I need 4 pizza cutters, 4 cheese knives, 4 ice cream scoops. Okay, great. Let's get this going. Right. Hey, I saw your sale. Can I get one knife 30% off? No, there's nothing 30% off for one item. Next thing you know, the guy is buying $600 worth of Cutco. You know what I mean? So just know that there's people that are wanting that big discount on that one. But if you do it correctly, like I said earlier, where you're like, hey, if you pick out another one, I can give you a better deal, right? And then they're like, okay, well, what about this? And I'm like, okay, well, if you pick out one more, I can give you a free knife. And Cutco doesn't give anything for free, right? And then the customer's like, okay, well, what it would be for this, this, and this. And they go from there. And then I guess I'll open it for questions.
Awesome. Wow. Round of applause. Thank you so much, Curtis. That was awesome. Super good reminders. And it's also very unique what Curtis says, compared to a lot of normal mall talks we have. I love the fact that he's super positive no matter what. I think I kind of redirects my thought process of like, malls can be draining, but they're good. It's like, no, malls are great. It's like we look forward to the mall. Like your customers look forward to the mall. Like all this kind of stuff. And I that's how it is too with like Lone Star and Gulf Coast. Like the malls are their state fair season. It's not like, hey, now we have the malls. It's a grind. Blah 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 blah. It's like no, like this is the best time to be selling Cutco. So that's a great reminder to reframe. So yeah. So anybody have any questions? We got time for. I don't know if you have time, Curtis, but maybe like 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A if possible.
I can. I will bring this up too. If you're working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a lot of the clients that are walking around that building are business owners. So do not be afraid to ask if they own a business, and do not be afraid to talk about business gifting. The reason why I'm mostly at 40K is I've had 3 business gift orders right there at the mall, and they've all been substantially big orders. So, one was 6K, one was 3K, and I had one the other day. So don't forget to think business gifts.